When I was a young girl, I learned that whales used to walk on land. Not glide, not breach, just walk. But when the land failed them, when their survival required something else, when the familiar became hostile and staying the same meant extinction, they did not merely adjust or endure. Instead, they adapted. Their legs became fins, their lungs learned patience. They descended beneath the surface and rewrote the rules of their existence. And not because they were weak, but because evolution demanded it. And now they move through oceans like they own them. They now speak in echoes that travel for miles. They now carry whole histories in their songs, and I think about that often. Because I too wasn't built for these waters. But I became something that could withstand the current. I became a United States Army veteran. I became a mother of 4.
Come on, mama.
I became a thought leader in the anti-human trafficking space, and now a Harvard scholar. But of all the titles, what I am proudest of becoming is resilient and adaptable in a changing world. Just like the whales, just like my ancestors, and just like you. You see, we come from the bloodline of foundational Black Americans who turned cotton fields into battlegrounds, cornrows into maps. Our wombs bore their labor. Our breasts fed their legacy, but still we nourished a nation from scraps. From pig feasts and chitlins and oxtails too, we turned bitter greens into medicine, cornmeal into comfort, and sweet potatoes into sacred tradition. We gifted this country its rhythm, its music, its beat, from gospel to soul, from hip-hop to jazz. We didn't just influence culture, no, we became it. And when it comes to Harvard's reputation, we too helped shape it, from W.E.B. Du Bois to Kimberly Crenshaw, Reginald Hudlin, and the illustrious Michelle Obama. We didn't just fight for integration, we made it inevitable. Brick by brick, burden by burden, we laid the foundation in America so that our brilliant brothers and sisters from all across the diaspora can come and coalesce in this very room. Yes, in this very room, we come from the bloodlines of Haitians who made freedom a fact and not a theory. From the Maroons of Jamaica, who descended into the mountains, never to return the same. From the Palenques of Colombia to the Quilombos of Brazil, we built sanctuary from nothing but vision and resistance. We come from Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago, where we turned steel drums into defiance and carnival into a declaration. We come from Ethiopia, where our ancestors said no to empire. Twice, and they won. So whether you're from Lagos or Accra, Dakar or Soweto, Brixton or Brooklyn, Monrovia or Martinique, where we turn poetry into revolution and language into liberation, negritude as a mirror, as a compass, as a weapon. We survived. The chains, the classrooms, the coups, Jim Crow and Edouard, auction blocks and apartheid. We fought with what we had: machetes, music, scripture, folding chairs. But now the battlefield looks different. Now the threat is quieter, more polished, but just as violent. And this modern shape of violence is called erasure, and it demands we adapt once again. You see, erasure doesn't only reveal itself in chains, lynchings, or police brutality. Today, it manifests itself in policy, in the dismantling of DEI programs, in the steady reallocation of resources once meant to protect the most vulnerable, in banned books and sanitized curricula, in classrooms stripped of context, and institutions that retreat from inclusion under the guise of neutrality. History months erased, civil rights milestones deleted, and whole people made invisible. And I see erasure all around us. I see erasure in the data and in the absence of data, in the absence of theory, citation, and representativeness. When findings from peer-reviewed studies are generalized from samples that do not include us, yet still claim to speak for us. And that kind of erasure, of distortion, of violence is not passive, it's intentional. But resilience is not something we merely practice and protest. It is something we embody in our presence. And so when I speak of resilience, this is what I mean. Not this soft survival, but a sharpened, strategic, relentless kind. Because to be Black anywhere is to be adaptable everywhere. To be Black anywhere is to demonstrate excellence everywhere. To be Black anywhere is to carry a history on your back and still walk like it's light. To brave the fire and still emerge upright. We've been underestimated. We've watched opportunity rationed as if we didn't earn it. We've seen our brilliance repackaged as arrogance. We've endured microaggressions, broken systems, and borrowed hope. We've been clapped for and down while still excluded from the syllabus. But though we have faced an insurmountable weight, we are not broken. Because Black don't crack. Instead, it calcifies into power, a type of power that has been carved, carried, and consecrated in the wombs of our mothers' bellies. And so, my fellow graduates, we wield a new kind of power, one that comes with this Harvard affiliation, this community fortified by history and undergirded by truth. It carries weight. It opens doors. It shapes narratives and commands attention, and that power, it matters. And so we take that power with us into the rooms, into the boardrooms, and the courtrooms, and the classrooms, and the clinics, and we create spaces where we see color, where we see our differences, where we see our privilege, where we see each other. And not just for what we have achieved, but for what we have overcome to get here. For we are not just graduates of Harvard. We are first gens. We are veterans. We are immigrants, parents, queer students, Black folk, people who were told we did not belong, who fought imposter syndrome along the way. We are graduates of every quiet battle. Every unseen effort, every moment we kept going despite the odds, and we did not do this alone. Class of 2025, as you walk that stage and the applause begins, remember it's not only about you. It is also for those who paved the way for you, pushed you, fed you, and prayed for you, stayed up with you, believed in you, empowered you, saw you so much that they held your dream when you were too tired to carry it yourself. We did not come here to learn resilience, to become adaptable, to be impressive. Those things we already were.
Come on.
But now that we are leaving, we merge power lines to meet the demands of this changing world, ancestral and institutional. Because while it's forever Black for the people, green for the land, red for the blood, today, oh today, we all bleed crimson.
Powerful speech.